My Little Picture Bible, illustrated by Diana Mayo. Jesus rides into Jerusalem. Jesus and his disciples went to Jerusalem to celebrate a Jewish festival. Jesus rode on a donkey. Crowds came out to welcome him. They cheered and threw cloaks and palm leaves in his path. This was how they greeted a king. "Jesus is King of the Jews!" they shouted. When Jesus entered Jerusalem, the whole city was thrown into an uproar. Matthew 21. The Last Supper. On the evening of the festival, Jesus and his disciples sat down to share a special meal. Jesus said, "This is our last meal together." The disciples felt very sad. They ate bread and drank wine. Jesus told them to remember him by sharing bread and wine from then on. When it was the evening, Jesus and his 12 disciples sat down to eat. Matthew 26. The Easter story. The Jewish leaders were jealous of Jesus.
"How dare he call himself King of the Jews? That's a crime!"
They asked the Roman ruler to kill Jesus. The Romans put a thorny crown on Jesus' head and nailed him to a cross between two thieves. His mother and disciples watched and wept. Jesus asked God to forgive the Jews and Romans. Then he died, and a strange darkness fell, and the earth shook. A Roman soldier saw this and said, "He really is the Son of God." Jesus' friends took his body and placed it in a cool, dark cave and blocked the entrance with a big boulder. The next morning, Mary, a friend of Jesus, went to the cave. The huge boulder had been rolled away and the cave was empty. Mary began to cry. Nearby stood a man. Mary thought he was the gardener. "Where's Jesus?" she asked. When he spoke to her, she realized it was Jesus.
"Tell my disciples that I am alive,"
said Jesus, and Mary ran to tell them. Doubting Thomas. That evening, the disciples gathered together in a house. They locked the doors because they were afraid of the Jews. Suddenly, Jesus appeared. The disciples were overjoyed to see him. Jesus told his disciples he wanted them to carry on his work. But one disciple was missing. When the other disciples told Thomas what had happened, he did not believe them.
"I'll only believe you if I see him with my own eyes,"
said Thomas. A week later, all the disciples were together in a locked room when Jesus appeared again.
"Stop doubting and believe,"
Jesus told Thomas.
Then he said, "Blessed are those who can't see me, yet believe in me.
Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed." John 20. The Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Happy Easter Day! Good for Mama and Daddy. This is cool.